Do you want to take your clean guitars from this to this? I've got a few great tools to get you there, so stay tuned. Hey guys, Joey here, and in today's video, I'm going to walk you through how to handle ambient clean guitars. It's a really effective tool to use when you want a more relaxed vibe in a song. The type of processing that I'm going to use actually got really popular in aggressive music over the last decade. It's totally different from the wall of distorted guitars and crushing drums in those songs, so I had to find a way to make it fit in a dense mix. Now I'm going to share with you what I've learned, so let's dive in. All I've got to work with for this track is a pair of DIs. I'm going to start with an amp sim. I like the effects section of Toneforge Misha Mansoor for this stuff, so let's use that one. The first thing I need to do is calibrate the input. Just hold shift and double click on the input knob and let it set the ideal DI volume. Alright, cool. Now let's set up the amp block. I'm going to be using the clean channel here. I'm going to turn the gain wheel until I hear something that isn't too driven, but has enough body to carry the tone. The EQ can stay flat. These top-end controls are super useful for making these transients cut through. It's basically a presence knob on the power amp section. The only other thing I'm going to do on the amp is raise the compressor wheel. That'll give the guitar tone the impact that we're looking for to drive the effects later down the line. Awesome, now let's head over to the effects section. Right away, I know this is going to need delay and reverb. Let's start with the delay pedal. I definitely want this running in stereo, so let's switch that on. I'm going to bring up the mix and try a few different delay times. Since it's going to be pretty audible, I don't want a distracting delay speed. The quarter note rate feels the best to me. It's not taking the focus from the song, but definitely adds that dreamy feel. The delay fades a little bit too quickly, so I'm gonna increase the repeats knob. Awesome. I want these delayed notes to be pretty audible, which means they need more high end. To do this, just increase the tone knob. Sweet, now let's go to the reverb. I'm just going to mess with the size, time, and mix until the reverb is big enough, but doesn't wash out the tone. Cool, that's evening out the delays a bit. I'm going to do a few quick EQ moves on the parametric EQ within the plugin. And finally, I'm just going to set the output limiter to catch any loud peaks. That's a great sounding tone already. I'm just going to do a little EQ to balance it out with the rest of the mix. That's fitting a little better. I'm hearing some resonance in the high mids that's got to come down. Great, now I'm going to use a limiter to set my overall track volume. Cool, I want a really specific effect in Skybox for this section, so let's load that. The shimmer setting is awesome for ambient cleans. I want to control exactly when this higher octave comes in, so I'm going to add a little pre-delay. Great, now just increase the decay and bring down the mix, and that's it for this part. The last thing I'm going to do on the bus is some corrective EQ for the effects. The last step is going to be manipulating the actual clip for a transition. I'm going to duplicate the first note and reverse it. Then I'll fade it in over the transient. To make sure the transient is smooth, I'm going to nudge this clip over a bit and crossfade it with the first note. Cool, now I'm going to go to the very end and do a similar thing. Just separate the last note and do a reverse in place. To make this more dramatic, I'm going to crossfade over the entire length of the note. Awesome. The last step is to automate the track volume off right after the transition. That's going to make the distorted guitars hit harder. Let's go back over each step and see how it improved the ambience of these cleans. And that's it. Ambient guitars, especially in aggressive styles of music, can be pretty tricky to get right. Make sure the ambience is letting enough of the dry signal through. Be careful with the volume so that it isn't covering up other instruments in the mix. If there's a ton of distorted guitars playing at the same time as your ambience, a good tip is to focus on the presence of the clean guitars, since it's easier to hear over a wall of distortion. What are your favorite types of clean guitar ambience, and what tools do you use to achieve them? I love hearing about new approaches for this stuff, so tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to check the links in the description below and tap that bell to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Until next time, happy mixing.